Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to another deadline stream. I really wish you could have been doing this after signing players. We really want to talk about Bissouma. We really want to talk about Hasimawa. We really want to talk about all those players, but unfortunately we can't because we still haven't signed any players, but we will be going through any news, anything that we get through during the stream, and also what have we made of the transfer window so far. And joining me again is one of the legends in terms of Arsenal creating content. His target is 100,000 subscribers this year. Look at your goals. Your goals are higher than Arsenal's targets, you know? Your goals are higher than Arsenal's targets. But how are you, Cozy? Nice to see you again.
I'm okay, Glenn. It's been a long time, but I'm fine in terms of health, Brian, in terms of sports, in terms of creating content around Arsenal. At the moment, it's the hardest thing you could tell me to do. You could tell me to do anything and not do this. It's so hard now, especially with people frustrated. They need something to hold on. They need something positive, and we don't have that. But of course, as Arsenal content creators, we are always here to talk to the people and get their opinions. So, another good day to create content, and another bad day to create Arsenal content.
Awesome, man. Nice to have you again. We'll be going through all your comments, send in any questions you have, and we'll be going through the window itself. Nothing much has happened, but I'll be asking Cozy about his thoughts. Obviously, you guys know about my thoughts, the guys who've been watching, but you need some other thoughts, because maybe I'm crazy. Maybe the things I've been saying are just crazy. Maybe some other Arsenal fans are thinking different. So I have Cozy with me here today. Let's start with the first question for you, Cozy, and everyone else in the chat. Before January, December 31st, January 1st, how many signings did you think Arsenal needed to make on January 1st, between January 1st and January 31st? How many signings do you think we needed?
I thought a minimum of 2, and I thought I don't know if it was a little bit deluded. I just felt like we were even going to do around 3, but I thought 2 would be good. I thought we can't go out of this window minus getting in a midfielder. We can't get out of this window minus at least, because by that time the Aubameyang Saka was at its highest, and we knew you needed to get in a striker, because for me, I was looking at Arsenal as a club fighting for top 4, and of course we needed to strengthen. So two, the list is 2: a striker and a central midfielder.
Yeah. And how many players do you think we should have gotten rid of? Were you thinking we were going to get rid of players, and how many?
Yeah. Actually, I did a video about Exodus, about the Arsenal Exodus, and I said I think this is another opportunity for Arsenal to get rid around. I thought it would be around 3 to 4 players. I didn't think about Ainsley, though. I thought about Kolasinac. I thought he would leave. Pablo Mari, there was a lot of news around him. And I thought he would actually go to Flamengo, but he went to Udinese, very, very surprisingly. I thought he would leave as well. I thought Leno was going to leave, and Pelmer Kabamea. 4 players. That is what I had thought of.
4 players sounds a lot. I didn't actually think we were going to get rid of 4 players. But signings, you said 2 signings, but which one was the more worrying? Which one did you want to happen first, striker or midfielder? Which one did you understand?
Actually, I was more sure that we're going to get in a central midfielder, and I was desperate to get one, and I'm still desperate that we can, that we should do one if there is a minute we can spare.
Okay, so let me know. Let us know in the chat whether you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. There's 50 of you on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know how many players did you want to be signed in January? Because the funny thing is that we needed a midfielder. The striker issues just come up the last 2 weeks. We actually needed a midfielder fast, but we still haven't gotten the midfielder. We still have 4 hours to go, so let's hope that can happen if things happen. So, is there any specific players that you wanted? Was there any specific player that you wanted realistic targets?
Realistic targets. I wanted because my focus was on a midfielder, first and foremost. And the only video the only video I had prepared was 5 midfielders Arsenal could sign. So my realistic midfield targets were Jorginho Wijnaldum, because of that, he was crying for playing time at PSG, and I thought maybe Arsenal could be kind of a quick fix. Get him in for 6 months, and then you can also give him the playing time that he's crying for at PSG. And I thought that was a very, very doable deal. Arthur Melo, again, a very, very doable deal. Of course, like we shall speak about him in detail. That deal was blocked by the Arsenal board. Very doable. Juve were willing to let him go because it was their initial plan to let some players go and get in, new players. So Arthur Melo, I thought that would be a very, very good deal. I had also thought about Bruno Guimaraes, but Fabrizio had, then put out information that the player is not available, or the player would not be available unless 45 million euros had been placed on the table. Then I was like, okay, this could be a very, very, very difficult one. So I put him off my realistic targets, but I thought it was one where Arsenal should have tried at least to put in a formal bid, because Newcastle, the moment they put in a formal bid, it was not even rejected. They didn't bid twice. They bid only once. So I thought about those 3 midfielders, but Melo and Melo and
Bruno?
Wijnaldum, I thought they were very realistic. And then the other was Zakaria. With Zakaria, I even said, sign him in January and let him come in the summer, because his contract was running down. He's young. His valuation was 5 million euros. The moment you sign him on a new contract, it shoots up to 30. It shoots up to 20. That was a sensible deal, but we didn't.
So those are the midfield targets you wanted. And what about the striking situation? Because every time we did videos about Vlahovic, I saw so many people complaining. I'm tired of hearing about Vlahovic. Do you feel like we wasted too much time on Vlahovic?
Honestly, with Dusan Vlahovic, he's taken almost 3/4 of the time of our transfer window. It is not wasted, but honestly, we spend a lot. We spent a lot of time there. Right from the beginning, according to reliable reports from Fabrizio and the Athletic, they had said that we contacted Dusan Vlahovic as early as October last year. That is when we notified him and his agent that he would love to sign up the player. The player has never been interested in Arsenal. And according to Sky, they said they didn't even listen to us. They didn't even bother listening to us. And that's why I thought we wasted time then, right? Up until that point, when the player is not interested, but then we just kept on nagging Fiorentina, because all we did was nag Fiorentina time in, time out. That is how we wasted our time. There were other, reliable. There were other doable deals out there. If we wanted really a striker, we were linked with Arthur Cabral. Arthur Cabral from Basel signed for Fiorentina within 24 hours. The moment Vlahovic crossed over, Cabral was signed. Right? There's no wasting time. There was no, it was not even a lot of time involved. So for me, honestly, Glenn, we wasted a lot of time on a player that we initially thought would join if we put in an attractive offer. But then we gave him the attractive offer. We put in an attractive offer to Fiorentina. We did everything we could in the first 15 days. It was rejected. I thought that is when we had to move on. We didn't do that, and we're paying. We are paying for it.
Yeah, I'm worried about how much time we wasted on him. But I don't think, as I said on your channel, I don't think it's an excuse for not signing any other players, because we still needed a midfielder, even if you're going to get Vlahovic. And other teams are still able to get players. As they said, Basel was signed from Basel to Fiorentina within days. Juventus, look at Juventus signing players like since yesterday. Tottenham have signed 2 players within the space of a day. Newcastle have signed like 4 players within the space of a day. So I don't understand why you took so much time on him. But is there any strikers that you really wanted at Arsenal?
Honestly, I wanted Vlahovic. Yeah, honestly, I wanted Vlahovic. Out of all the strikers that we were linked with, apart from Oli Watkins, I was more interested in Dusan Vlahovic. His numbers are really good, and I look at him as a fox in the box. I look at him as that kind of player that, is always there to take those chances that happen around the penalty area. That is what we are lacking. Apart from that, I wanted Oli Watkins, not that kind of really big fox in the box, but he's got that kind of versatility, and is a very, very clinical player, and he's very versatile on that front line. So I wanted Oli Watkins. Actually, Watkins is my option 1. Followed by Vlahovic, and then followed by DCL. The likes of Jonathan David, yes, I'm interested in Jonathan David. I'm interested in Alexander Isak as big potentials, but I'm not yet convinced. But at least my striker, the player I want, is Oli Watkins. We've spoken about this before, and you remember me. You remember those debates we had about Ivan Toney, Watkins, but Watkins up there. I do believe in him. I think he has a lot of potential, really, as a player. Then Vlahovic was also there. If Arsenal had signed Vlahovic, it would have been a massive, massive signing. I can't lie about that. And then as well, DCL is also okay now. I've been looking at him, how he plays, his statistics. I think he's that kind of player that maybe can transform into a Raul Jimenez. Gives you the that kind of hold up play, and then gives you the numbers. Like a complete striker.
Okay, we'll come back to the targets. We were just talking about which players we wanted at the beginning of the window to know whether we are crazy to actually ask for players. So let's go to what is actually happening today before people like JJ who says, I don't understand why you guys tell us what's going on. That's what JJ wants to know. Tell us what's going on. But Dal says, you're talking. We want to know what's going on. So let's go to what is going on before people get mad. This is what Arsenal does to content creators as well. You'd be disappointed in content creators, but the reason why there's no content to make is because of Arsenal, actually. So let's start with obviously Aubameyang. That has been the main thing from today. Aubameyang's deal being off. Did you want Aubameyang to leave this window? You said earlier you wanted him to leave. Did you, after everything that's happened, did you still want him to leave?
Yeah, right. Just a moment. For those people who really want to know what is going on at the moment, Barcelona have informed their official hospital, that Aubameyang will be going in for a medical. So people who want to know what's happening, Abba will be going in for a medical to the hospital in Barcelona. That has been confirmed. Now, look, honestly, Glenn, I'm one of those persons or people who are disgusted when clubs mistreat players. Yes, there is that element of player power that goes overboard. The likes of Romelu Lukaku, what they've done with Aubameyang, we even don't know what Aubameyang and Ozil really did. I mean, still speculative, right? We're still, speculating. But for me, instead of mistreating a player, even in this kind of warm up, to get good weather, he didn't go to Dubai. So that shows you that the plan is to kick him out. The plan is to let him go. Arsenal do not want to be part of it. Aubameyang today flew to Barcelona even before the deal was finalized, and Sky did report that Barca was surprised. They were surprised that the player went to Barcelona even before the deal was finalized. So that shows you the amount of frustration in Arsenal, and the amount of frustration on the player side. So for me, going in January, I thought that was the only remedy. Like, do I want him out? He's not doing well and things like that. Not really. I don't think it's that point where I'll just kick him out as a useless player. No, we know what he's done at Arsenal. Yes, he's had a very, very poor run where he's been missing goals that no one can expect him. Even if I dream I can't imagine him missing those goals. But pushing him out of the door, no. To go for a panic buy, moreover, no, not something I would really tolerate. But with him being in the side, mistreated, told to train with maybe under 23s or train alone, no, I wouldn't tolerate that either.
To me, it's looking like he's triple punished, stripped off the captaincy, removed from the team, and forced to leave the team. So that is triple punishment. And what makes me, seems to me very harsh. So as I said again on your channel, I don't know why people like attacking Aubameyang. I've never seen Aubameyang as that kind of player to have problems with Arsenal fans. I've never ever seen him like that. So I don't know why Arsenal fans are like chasing him away. It's like a Nasri or a Van Persie back in the day, like get out of our club. Like I don't understand it at all. And also right now, I still prefer having Aubameyang on the bench, as I said, rather than Nketiah. I rather have Aubameyang on the bench than Nketiah. So do you think the deal will go through?
With Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I think it will go through. Barcelona in the past few hours have come out and confirmed. Laporta has come out and confirmed that everybody knows we want Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to be part of us. We want him, to be part of our project. The only problem is the wage, and we are hopeful it is going to happen. And I think there are things that are really shameless that Arsenal do. Arsenal refusing to pay part of the wages of Aubameyang, a player that they're not really going to use, is shameless. It is really, really shameless. But I think it will go through. By the end of the last 3-4 hours, I think it will go through.
So that's part one. Since it's going to be a loan deal, do you think at the end of the season we'll sell him, or will he be here next season?
I think, honestly, this is the end of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm not even going to lie. This is the end of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The moment he goes to Barcelona, because this is the latest around there. Laporta said it seems that we will pull it off, the Aubameyang deal, right? And he said with Ousmane Dembele they have various solutions. So it looks like it's going to get done. And the moment he goes to Barca, Arsenal are planning on getting in a striker. So in the summer, it's going to be they will tell Aubameyang, because this is a battle of power now. That is what I've seen with Arsenal. They've told Aubameyang, you're not going to play. You're not going to play when you stay with us. Know that. And even then, we are not even going to pay any money. We're not going to pay you any money on your salary when you go to Barcelona. So it's trying to. It's that kind of who has the power, right? But of course, Aubameyang knows he doesn't have the bigger portion of the power. Like I said, in football at the moment, players do not have that power. It's against corporations. They don't have that big power. So Arsenal clearly have the power, and Mikel Arteta, they clearly have the power, and they're trying to exercise it. And I think they will exercise it until Aubameyang leaves Arsenal for good. So at the moment, no, I don't see it happen anytime soon. Him coming back at the club and staying around, it's over. It's over for Aubameyang.
So I don't know how it ended like this. It was such a very good first 3 years. I mean, he won us the FA Cup, he won us the Community Shield by himself. He was the top scorer. He won the Golden Boots, obviously finishing the same number of goals with Salah and Mane. I don't know how it's ended like this. Surely something more has happened, as Cookie has said. Auba must have done more than return late, maybe because he's a repeat offender, but seems harsh. So, because if you're like doing an investigation, why would you think he's being kicked out of the team? Is it because of maybe Gabon added something, maybe the way you said, like on one of your shows, that maybe he did something in Gabon that has just put the full stop on him? Or is it because of his performances that is why the team has given up on him? What is the reason? Because I don't see the reason of kicking him out like that. Not because he drives a Lamborghini. Not really because he drives a Lamborghini. That's why you're kicking him out of the team.
Yeah, I think we need to start with the facts that have been put straight out by more of the reliable sources, especially ESPN and Fabrizio and Sky. They claim that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been a repeat offender, breaching the rules again and again, and it reached a time when the manager got really disgusted and ran out of his patience with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. At least for ESPN, that have been reporting that story very, very consistently, that is what they've said. However, in my opinion, there is a very big question that still hangs around. Would Arsenal ban Aubameyang? Would they banish him even when he was performing very well? If he had 20 goals this season, if he had 15 goals this campaign, would we banish him out of the squad? In my opinion, no. So I think it's a couple of factors put together. Number one, you have his poor performances. Then number two, you have him breaching the rules, and then because he was training alone even before going to Gabon, right? So in between somewhere there is a reason, because for this, because the first thing we remember is among the players that really picked up very well when Mikel Arteta took on the side, Aubameyang stayed at his peak. He was doing well. He was actually like the only jewel in the crown, if you still remember, lads. Won us the FA Cup. He was shining. He was doing everything right. So and Mikel said it in one of his press conferences just after Aubameyang was stripped of his captaincy, that it's hard because he's a player that I've been really, really close to, a player that I've been chatting with on a personal basis. So there must be something more to that, right? Because even ESPN said Arteta would have loved or would have compromised to bring back to bring back the player, but it is not only Arteta. It includes Edu. It includes Vinay. It doesn't end there. So it looks like there is a whole a whole gang against Aubameyang, and he's not going to survive it.
Yeah, it's looking very bleak for him. I don't think he'll survive it as well. Although I will not be happy if he lives in these terms. I don't think he deserves to live in these terms. Again, unless we've not been told all the story, obviously. So Aubameyang, as Kozia said, he could still be moving to Barcelona. We'll find out in the next 4 hours. And someone also in the chat said, let's give Aubameyang to Barcelona so that they can give us Dembele. We know that deal is off, but would you have taken Dembele at Arsenal?
No, I mean, look, honestly, people, we don't want to go where we've been before, right? Like, I mean, Arsenal and Aubameyang, it's a bad divorce, right? It's a bad divorce, but you don't go to you don't go back to your previous mistakes because because of this. Panic buys, the likes of Kalostrom. I mean, you remember lines, right? Of course, Dembele is quality. We know the amount of quality that he has, but he's very, very injury prone at the moment. And if you look at what we need as Arsenal quickly, it is not Ousmane Dembele, right? It's not Ousmane Dembele. So I would definitely not take him. Big wages. If Aubameyang goes, we can use his salary together with the likes of Kolasinac salary, Mari's salary, and the other players to provide something good, to get something good. Probably get a player. I wouldn't care if we get a player and pay him like a striker who gives us 25 goals in the season, and we pay him 400,000 per week, rather than getting in a panic buy in Ousmane Dembele. Dembele would be a panic buy. He's one. It would be for him, changing sick pays from the sick pay at Barcelona, where he's been for 3 years. I mean, he's tired of the beds there, so he would want to change some. Of course, at the Emirates, our beds are more comfortable. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. They're deals, Glenn, and I'll tell you later. They're deals that I wouldn't do, right? Despite the fact that we are desperate, they're deals I'll be like, no. Let us scramble. Let us, we have already crumbled. Let us scramble. Let us end, in 9th, 8th. We will blame, Edu and Arteta, and then we will go in the summer and try to, if we are sensible, try to correct the situation. Panic buys, Dembele, no. I don't think we've scouted Dembele. I don't think he's been even on our on a short list. I don't think he should come in. It would be another problem because Barca, if you look at the terms under which he's leaving Barca, it's also a struggle for power, and with Dembele and Barcelona, it's been even more interesting because Barca didn't have that kind of power because they didn't want to let him go without getting any money, and they didn't want to continue paying him after confirming that he didn't want to sign with them. So they tried to push him out, yet he still has a contract. And Dembele also, because he has he tried to show them power. I have a contract with Barcelona, so I can be here for as long as I want until my contract runs down. So it's again that kind of situation that has been caused by Dembele's inconsistency on the pitch. When it comes to Arsenal, it's going to be the same situation. And believe me, Pepe is very, very professional, but I see Pepe's situation at least going there, unless there is a club that comes in and Arsenal let him go without a fight.
So that is Dembele. I don't see him. Anu says no to Dembele. Dembele doesn't sort out our striking problem, and he doesn't sort out our midfield problem. He plays in the same position as the likes of Saka and Martinelli, the position where you're not really looking for players right now. So that would have been panicked by like the likes of Denis Suarez, the kind of players we forgot to mention from January transfer windows. That would have been a panic buy. We've also been linked to Morata. Would you have taken Morata? Because right away I said no. This guy is almost like a joke because him and Varner, people use their names. Like whenever someone misses a chance, it's usually Varner or Morata. They usually use their names because they're the ones who miss a lot of chances. So Morata joining Arsenal, I was like, no. But I started thinking about it last night, and I was like, I'd rather have Morata coming from the bench than having Nketiah. Surely Morata is better than having Nketiah for 4 months. But I didn't know like how much would you be paid, all that. Would you have taken Morata? Were you interested in taking Morata like in a swap deal like Vane went to?
Not right a chance. Not a chance for Alvaro Morata. Not a chance for Alvaro Morata. I'm telling you, Morata is lucky, and I think he's I don't know, he's lucky because he's played from Madrid to Chelsea to Atletico to Juve, and he could end up at Barcelona. Can you believe it? But what are his numbers? Like, what are his numbers? Has anyone looked at his numbers? Has anyone looked at Morata missing those chances? I'm a big fan of the Spanish national team, and I believe we could have won the Euros. We will win the World Cup if nothing changes. But Alvaro Morata, yes, very, very good player in terms of hold-up play, and with the way we play as Arsenal, he would be fantastic because he's the kind of player who's when you look at his metrics, you'll have very, very good progress carries, very good, shot creating actions. When you look at his goals, when you look at him, as a fox in the box, he's not that man. I wouldn't really take Morata. It would be creating a problem to solve a problem, right? It's something I've said with Ousmane Dembele. You're creating a problem, hoping to solve the previous problem. It's like taking a loan to solve a loan. You don't want to work, so you keep on taking a loan to solve a loan. Now, Morata to Arsenal, no, probably better than Eddie Nketiah. But if you look at the significance of Morata signing for Arsenal and us paying his wages, does it take us to top 4 for me, Morata? No, he doesn't. Even if we would settle for top 5, Morata is not the player that you say, okay, he's comes in and now we are secure with Alvaro Morata. No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I would take him at that time when he signed for Chelsea instead of Arsenal, instead of Manchester United, because then I was just excited about anyone who comes in at Arsenal. But now I'm no longer that person.
Very true, very true. Excited for anyone to come to Arsenal. RK, thank you for this super chat. She says amazing stream. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's sad. I think it's a sad stream. I think it's because I have a lot of comments here asking, are we signing any players? I can see Bishar asking, are we signing any players? I can see all you guys on Facebook asking if you're signing any players. The truth is, as of now, we are not signing any players. We are hoping we get surprised, but the chances are very, very minimal. And that will mean no signings for us this January, which is crazy. As I say to you, we started the season. No one expected us to get top 4. People expected us to get maybe top 6. Maybe that is what the board wanted as well. Because I remember Edu did an interview after we got smashed by City 5-0, and he didn't actually give an answer of what Arsenal's target was. So maybe they're looking at it right now and are saying, you know what, our target was not top 4. even if we don't sign players, we can still get top 6. And that is just crazy. After such a good season, you signed so many good players at the beginning of the season, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, they've done so well. We've beaten teams that usually don't even beat, teams like Aston Villa, Leicester. We've won some really good games. We've been scoring goals recently, as you say, to Miali. Lacazette won Goal of the Month. Martinelli was nominated for Player of the Month. How many times do you see Arsenal getting that? Odegaard as well as nominated for Player of the Month. We were in the Carabao Cup semi-final. The season was okay. We're in the top 4. Surely they cannot get into that position, still fighting for top 4 in February and just be like, nah, we're not going to sign any players. We are happy with top 6. Surely they cannot just do that. That is self-destruction, because Tottenham have added players. United, Ronaldo will start scoring goals again. Cavani is on the bench. You look at our bench, you have Holding and Leno. They can't score goals. Those teams are improving more than us. United will get a new manager at the end of the season. You can understand why they haven't signed players. They're getting a new manager, but what was our reason? So what do you think Aten Edu's plan was at the beginning of January, if you can have a guess?
Right. Again, I'll start with the facts that have been put out. Then I'll tell you what I thought actually, in the last 10 days of this window. To start with, we were informed that the plan initially was to get in a midfielder on a permanent basis, because if you look at the first links that actually came out, Bruno Guimaraes, Ruben Neves, Yves Bissouma, and Renato Sanchez, it was to get in a midfielder, and then we would actually get a striker if an opportunity would arise. However, as time went on, I think Arsenal realized that they could not get the signings they wanted, because again, after losing Bruno Guimaraes, information came out and said he was not our priority. He was not our top target. So after that, information came out saying that Arsenal will now try to look at the summer. If they can bring in anyone as a quick fix, they can. That is when we started to press for Arthur Melo on a short-term deal, and that's why that deal failed, to come through, because an 18-month loan deal, a long-term deal in January, is not what Arsenal were looking at. So our initial January plan was getting some few players, 1 or 2, on loan on a short term, and then release them in the summer and go for your main targets. In the last 10 days of this window, what I have realized is Arsenal actually wanted, they wanted to use this window as a clear route. They wanted to use this window as a basis to find more space, for incomings. And you do understand that, because in the last summer, despite the fact that we had Euros as well, you had a lot of business to do, and it really kind of hindered the rate at which we brought in players, because you had to move out the deadwood, and you also had to negotiate these deals coming in. I think what Edwin and Arteta have done is let's clear out, right? Regardless of how shambolic we are going to look, regardless of how much quality we are losing, let us clear out, and then leave it kind of open. In the summer, we will begin from there. So for me, they've decided to do one part of the business, and then finish the other part of the business in the summer.
Yes, you can say that. Maybe that was the plan in November or December. But after you get yourself in a position where you can get top 4, surely you have to change it. Because so it sounds like even if you're in the top 4 in the last 2 games, they'll be like, you know what, no problem still. We still don't need top 4. That is the plan for next season. You've gotten yourself in that position. One of the reasons why Vlahovic didn't come to Arsenal is because we don't have top 4. We have the chance to get it. United have not signed players. They still have more trouble with the Greenwood situation. They have problems with they still haven't sorted their manager situation. I'm hearing Conte was not happy because some players he hasn't gotten that he wanted. West Ham have not signed any players. Surely the top 4 is there to get. We are the ones, I think, out of all those teams, we're the ones who need it most. I think, because those other teams actually have other competitions to fight for. We have the top 4 only. That is our only hope. And we've already ruined the FA Cup. We threw away the FA Cup. I'm sure if we had a couple of players on the bench that day, we'd have brought someone in and would have probably just scored. Same with Liverpool. We've thrown away the Carabao Cup as well. So this is our only hope. So you see that was their plan. I'm not sure it could be, but I feel like they can still change their plan. So you've talked about the players who've gone out. What have you made of? I'll ask you one by one. what did you make of Niles leaving? Would you have gotten rid of him this transfer window?
No, definitely not. His versatility is something that I looked I loved about him. You asked me one day whether I can remember
Yeah.
a couple of games that he's played well, and I say definitely no. But his
Mhm.
versatility is something that we needed. There's a time when Tomiyasu got injured, and I was like, okay, Niles could have could have been kind of backup. Here you could use him on the left as a left wing back as well. Played it very. The last time I've seen him play very well against Watford. We won that game convincingly, and he played very, very well in the midfield pivot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
one that I wouldn't really let out in January unless we were bringing in. And actually, I remember when I was reacting to that, in the morning, in the next morning, I said, surely Arsenal will have to bring in someone after, after letting go of Ainsley. It gave me that kind of hope that something might happen. Something's going to happen. That is what I thought, but I was wrong. But I wouldn't. It's not one that I would let go. Or let go of just like that.
So personally, I've always said I really don't feel bad if Niles left. I've always said that about Niles and Kete. I've always felt like we can get an improvement. I've always felt like since Niles and Kete came to the team, they became a bit too comfortable. The likes of Saka and Martinelli have come after them and they've overtaken them. And you can't tell me Niles has never gotten a chance. He had a full season to play at right back, and Kete has had. There's a time Kete was playing ahead of Lacazette that COVID season. He was there playing, but he never really impressed anyone. So maybe it was the wrong time to leave, but I really don't mind him leaving. What about Kolasinac? Do you feel it was the perfect time for him to leave?
Took too long. He took too long. He's one that should have left before Arsene Wenger. I think he's one of those players that I would be like, he should have left. After the first year, the second year, he should have left. Definitely.
So you're totally okay with him leaving.
Yeah.
The third,
I was done.
He was done with him. The third player who left us was obviously Pablo Mari. What do you make of Pablo Mari leaving? Do you think it's the right time? Now, we don't have a backup for Gabriel. If Gabriel gets injured, it's only holding on the bench, by the way.
With Pablo Mari, I had thought he would stay until the summer, and then Arsenal would find a solution. But it looks like ever since he was bullied by Romelu Lukaku, in that game, he really, really had no way back in the squad. And because he spoke about it, and he said he's been very professional. And I was like, in my head, I was like, he's not been professional. He was bullied, and you found out that there is no way for him back. But he's one that I would have let go just to get the game time he wanted, right? Just to get the game time. I didn't feel like he was that kind of security. With Roboting, around there, and Ben White's, versatility, I would have let Pablo Mari go, and I think it's a good deal for him. Even in the summer, I don't expect him to be back.
Okay, the fourth one to leave was Callum Chambers. What did you make of that? It was a surprising departure. Were you okay with him leaving, or are you part of the gang that wanted Cedric to leave instead?
I'm part of the gang that wanted Cedric to leave first. Everybody knows, and I would love to let people know here on Glen, Everything Arsenal. I'm not a fan of Chambers. Even when he signed in from Southampton under Arsene Wenger, I'm not a fan of Callum Chambers, right? Yes, he's been disturbed by injuries along his career. We didn't get to know why exactly Arsene Wenger signed him, because I didn't see a whole season where he was, this kind of, important player in a certain position. I think Wenger had brought him in because of his versatility. Could play as a centre back, then he could play as a right back as well. But honestly, letting him go at this point in time, when Tomiyasu's injury was announced, Cedric, when I remember that game against Cedric at the beginning, against City at the beginning of the season, Cedric making so many take-ons, facing many take-ons from Manchester City players, especially Grealish, and not winning one. For me, I just feel like, Chambers doesn't provide so much going forward, but defensive wise is better. I would have kept Chambers, or at least kept both of them.
Still wouldn't have kept him. I think that is one of the ones that I don't really feel bad about. Balogun also left. What did you make of that? Would you rather have taken Nketiah out?
Nketiah and Aubameyang?
Balogun went, so would you have rather have kept Balogun and then send
Farid
Nketiah out?
Balogun.
Yeah.
Look, I felt like Balogun at the beginning of the season, we saw him, and he was asking for game time. Honestly, I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he's he's already there to make that to make that jump. If we were in the Europa League, that would have been better, especially in the game in the group stages, right? Because that is a little bit less intense. But for Premier League, and Arsenal fans, right? When you step on that pitch, you've got to deliver. If you don't, it's a different story. So I thought Balogun going out to the championship was the better thing for him to do. It was the better thing for him to do. Not because I love Nketiah, or I think Eddie Nketiah is the better man. Not really, but I just felt like Balogun needs to develop. He just needs that kind of a systematic structure. Because he's done very well with the under 23s. So if probably he's going to Middlesbrough under Chris Wilder, which I think is very, very interesting. He will do well there. So if he does well, then definitely he can join up with the squad. So for me, Balogun, it's not one of theirs where we don't get top 4 and then I mourn about Balogun.
Yeah, we've gotten rid of so many players. I'm even forgetting some of them. That's how many you've gotten rid of. I actually thought you forgot some. But the fourth choice goalkeeper went. I've forgotten his name. And this is just confirmed the last 10 minutes, by the way. News on Aubameyang. David Onstein has just tweeted right like 10 minutes ago. Exclusive, Barcelona have verbal agreement with Arsenal subject to contract to sign Emerick Aubameyang on 6 months plus 1 year deal. So 6 months plus 1 year. That will bring his Arsenal career to an end. So just asking Coz if he's going to be back next season. Doesn't look like it. It's looking like they're going to sign him on loan and then they're going to take him on a permanent deal. So you are right. It's looking like it's over. 4 more hours, Aubameyang as an Arsenal player. Are you happy with this? Are you sad with this? How do you feel the first reaction?
I'm happy for Aubameyang, and now I know our top 4 hopes have taken a great blow. A great blow.
Yeah. So that's Coz's reaction. What about you guys? It has just been confirmed that Aubameyang will be leaving on a loan deal, but it will become permanent very, very soon after the end of the season. So no more Aubameyang at Arsenal. That means we are down to 2 strikers, Cozy. We are down to 2 strikers, Lacazette and Nketiah, who will both leave at the end of the season, by the way. So we will be left with no strikers. We will need to buy like 2 or 3 strikers at the end of the season, which is, can you really trust Arsenal to get the right strikers at the end of the season? What are we going to be looking for? We personally now at the end of the season, what would you be looking for? Like 2 strikers, experienced strikers? Would you be looking for 2 young strikers, 1 young striker, 1 on loan? What did you do at the end of the season? Because now Lacazette and Nketiah will all not be there.
Can Arsenal get the right strikers in the summer? Probably yes. We can, because again, transfers are a gamble. But my initial concern was, why don't you leave 1 striker like Aubameyang? Aubameyang stays because he had a year on his contract. Then Lacazette leaves. Then you bring in someone. So Aubameyang works with the new striker. Then Aubameyang can leave after a year, and then you replace Aubameyang. That was my initial thought. But it looks like it's not going to be like that. I can't trust Edu 100% to get in the right striker. If they go for Isak, I'm worried. I'm really, really worried. But nothing to do. Honestly, nothing to do. I think we're going to see a set of new strikers in the summer, and we've got to pray. We've got to trust that is true. And there is a breaking story as well. Arsenal signing in someone.
Arsenal signing in someone.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
he's
is that? I
uh,
hope that's not that's Arsenal. I don't believe Arsenal.
it's a defender. Let me share with you.
A
Arsenal,
defender.
listen, and listen. Arsenal are set to sign defender, Aston Trusty from Colorado Rapids, also owned by Stan Kroenke. However, the 23-year-old will remain with the Major League Soccer club on loan. The deal should be official very soon.
Cozy. I don't drink alcohol, but I might start today. I might start today. I might actually start today. Today, I might actually get a couple of whiskeys and just drown myself in it because it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much.
And I think, listen, if I'm not mistaken, if Arsenal don't sign in someone sensible, right?
Yeah.
This could be one of those situations where they're trying to manipulate the fans, right? Like, okay, we've lost Aubameyang. We've scored one goal in January. Let us give them something to be excited about, right? Let us throw in a done deal there, right? Let us throw in a done deal there. Their eyes are peeled on social media, waiting for an update. Let us throw in someone there. So they have given. It's not even buying. They have given us one of Kroenke's sons from Colorado Rapids to. It's manipulation. It's absolute manipulation. They're trying to manipulate the fans, right? They're trying to
like
cool.
this guy's care.
They for the 1,229th time, they don't care. They don't care
because fans are doing exactly that. People are on social media trying to look for players you're signing. We're trying to talk about players you're signing. They're in Dubai. They're in Dubai enjoying themselves.
They run a business model. They run the American business model, which is so different from the UK model or German model. Because if you look at the German and German clubs, if a player is going to sign or leave, you'd see the coach, then you see the sporting director, then you see the technical director, then you could see the CEO all coming out to give you reliable updates to trying to make you understand that, look, he's going or he's coming in, and this is the state of your club. These people do not care. What they have done, they have released new kits. They have taken pictures and videos with Mikel Arteta to make, because they just want these Arsenal fans to be, oh, they are reactionary. Let us give them something. They'll be happy about it. They'll be happy that their team has signed something. That is how they look at us. They don't look at us as a serious fan base that will demand. Because just imagine Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool making a 45 million euro, signing in January when they didn't need one. And Arsenal have signed in someone who is 23 years of age, who is a defender, not even in a priority position, and has been taken back on loan, to Colorado Rapids. It's manipulation. There is no way about that. It's Colorado, rap. It's pure manipulation. It's what they're trying to do. Unless they make a signing, nothing changes. It's disgusting, really.
So why was that in USA with Kroenke? What was the point if they were not going to make any progress? Because I still do not understand how you have the chance of getting top four. You just bring in one player, just one. It will motivate the fans even to watch the games. It might motivate some of the players in the team. Like I said, would be like, what, this guy will take my position. Let me improve or something. Not signing any players at all, and other teams are strengthening, as you said. City have bought a player today. Liverpool have bought a player today. They don't even need to buy those players. They're already ahead of us, and they are going farther. We are not going closer. They're going farther ahead of us. We have such a terrible run of games. Like, yes, we're going to play Brentford, but Wolves away, Aston Villa away, Tottenham away, United, Liverpool again. Are we going to beat Liverpool with the same squad? This time they have Salah and Mane again. This is already 3 points gone again. Like, it's very, very depressing. So let's see.
You
4 hours to go.
you know what's funny, eh? Colorado Rapids, who will remain with the player until the end of the season, have already made an unofficial announcement that the player has joined Arsenal. Like, can you believe that?
It's a joke.
You know, can you believe that? You know what they've done? This is like Kroenke calling one of his boys.
It's a joke.
Like, right, one of our enterprises is in panic. Please, can you do some PR there? Craft something. So they are Colorado Rapids.
Do they want this club to do well?
Losing a player are publicizing it more than Arsenal, who are gaining the player. Interesting.
Yeah, they know that if they announce it, people will not be happy. They definitely know that. Today they are posting pictures of Arteta with Almunia. Who cares about Almunia? Almunia left Arsenal about 30 years ago. Who cares about Almunia? Like, I just don't understand it. So, of course, there's still 3 hours and 50 minutes to go. If something happened, what would you want to happen? If you're remaining hopeful, what would you want to see in the next 3 hours? What kind of signing would you want to see?
Get me a midfielder. I think it would be an easy deal to do for strikers. Really hard. I don't want stories like Arsenal are trying to sign. And listen, these are the headlines we are going to listen to tomorrow. Arsenal tried to sign Renato Sanchez but failed to register him due to time, and he stayed at Lille. You know, I bet those stories will come out, right? But for me, if something happen, it should be a midfielder, at least a midfielder.
Even on loan, you're okay with a loan deal?
Yeah, even on loan.
So where will we finish if we don't buy anyone and Aubameyang leaves?
It's quite complicated, very, very complicated, because we've formed the structure, but honestly, a structure needs that kind of panel beating always, to keep it strong. So we have failed to do the panel beating. We have not really tampered with the structure that much, but injuries and COVID will tamper with the structure. That much we know. So where do Arsenal finish? Behind Spurs, behind United, above West Ham. So I'll give Arsenal position. Spurs 4, 6. I'll give us 6. Yeah.
So I'll give us 6. You say Tottenham, that will be 6 on the table, which I think that is their target. That is what I'm thinking. I think that is their target.
They would be comfortable with that.
Which position do you guys think Arsenal will reach? I was just confirming where Colorado Rapids finished. They finished first in the Eastern Conference last season. Yes, in USA they have Eastern Conference, Western Conference, and all that. So let's take a few comments before we go and pray again. Prayers again for the next week and get anyone. People are not happy because some comments I can't even bring in because of the language. So people are not happy at all. Anu, thank you for the support on Cause's channel and here as well. I've lost everything with Edu and Arsenal board. Cookie says Kroenke out if we don't make signings today. How do you feel about that, Cause? Do you blame Edu, Kroenke, or Arteta? Who would you blame?
I've already said the problem has always been Stan Kroenke. No, regardless of what comes out, he's a big problem. It's a huge problem of this, of this club. Edu, I'm really doubting how competent he is. I'm really doubting his competence. It's because it's never going to be an easy market. It's never going to be an easy market. If you think it's going to be an easy market, if we start dreaming about finishing in the top 3 positions, then you're fighting with Chelsea, Liverpool, and City for players. It gets harder, right? At this point in time, he can hide, but for me, the blame cuts across, honestly, because Mikel Arteta is part of that, transfer decision-making structure. So he's part of it, right? The delays, why we have these, huge delays, is part of it. It's part of it. So
I cannot be sitting down. I cannot be sitting down as Arsenal owner and I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. Let's go to the rest of the 19 games without signing any players. Crazy. JJ had said what is going on with Arsenal. Tell us nothing, JJ. Unfortunately, I really wish you could have been giving me good news.
What is going on is Aubameyang has officially signed now for Barcelona on a free from Arsenal.
Crazy. Another player without any money. Abbas says what is going on with Arsenal. Same answer. Bas says, I'm totally disappointed in Arsenal. Definitely agree. Arcade said, how are you, Glenn and Cozy? Are you okay?
You could tell them the signing we have made, the mega defender who's joined in.
Cozy, please, 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 please. I don't want to hit people to hit the dislike button. By the way, make sure to hit the like button if you're very sad.
Yeah.
You can use that like button if you're sad. Abbas says you're still waiting on the manager. I think it's too late for Arsenal to sign any player now. Yeah, it could be very late right now. Bas says, I'm wondering why God chose Arsenal for me. And I can't stop supporting Arsenal for any other teams. If I stop supporting, I'll stop supporting football. Bar is done with football. Cookie said he wanted 2 players. Steve said this club is finished. I'm wondering, let's see. Jade was not happy here. Eric says Arsenal has been bewitched. Balgan says we love Arsenal and trust in the club, but I feel that the management didn't consider the feelings of the fans at all. Does not look like it. Bar says, my brother Cozy have a lot of confidence of Arsenal, but they always break our hearts. I don't think Cozy is confident with Arsenal at all. I think he's just feeling like you were feeling as well. Cookie says wanted DCL and Van der Beek. Would you have taken Van der Beek at Arsenal? Do you think you'd have done the job for us in midfield? Totally.
When you have El Neni, Xhaka, Niles, when no.
Are you talking about the bad players? You're talking about the poor players.
Those three, no, the central midfielders, okay. Right?
Okay.
Those 3 combined don't give you what Donny Van der Beek gives you.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
He would be that kind of signing that massively improves the midfield, right? His dribbles per 90, his shot creating actions per 90, let alone his time at Manchester United. If he gets on well at Everton, because it's a done deal, he's going to Everton. Just imagine Alan, Doucouré, Van der Beek, Townsend, Demarai Gray.
Is there as well.
Dele Alli is there as well. And they're under a manager who we know is a midfield expert. He's done it, he's achieved it, in the midfield. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah. Look, Van der Beek, lads, on loan, 100%. Permanent deal, 1,000%. He's good. He's that good.
Anu said, seriously, don't like how Oba was treated. Cookie says Pepe is back now, so we have depth in the wings. We need El Neni back ASAP. That's how desperate we are. We need El Neni back because, Xhaka can get suspended anytime. Anwar said you don't need to panic. By just found some 18-year-old kid, but hopefully they found someone, but we need a striker or a midfield, not a defender. Brescia said why Arsenal not signing players. Really can't answer that. Abbas says Amarachi is better than Eddie Nketiah. He's not okay. He's not coming right now. He's coming at the end of the season, so we have no one coming in for January transfer window. Alinu says Glenn and Cousins.
It seems like we have brought in 2 people from America who will be joining us in the summer now.
Yeah, the goalkeeper as well from New England Revolution.
Were they talking about that deal between Arteta and
what send who?
Was it what they were talking about between Arteta and Kroenke?
I don't know. Maybe that is what they are talking about. But how would you waste your whole time to go? They just have gone to Dubai straight. Al-Nur says, Glenn and Cozy, I blame Kroenke and Arsenal board for not signing any new striker and defensive midfielder till now. In the summer, we forgave them for not signing a midfielder because we were doing well. But again, second transfer in a row. Oh, not happy. The deadline says tactical. It seems that we will pull it off on Aubameyang. He will be going. I don't really want to hear anything about Arsenal now.
Abba has gone. Abba has gone. That's it, Dandale. It looks like Arsenal were only after saving some wages. They were never after getting any money out of it.
Yeah, Cookie had said Colorado Rapids defender. It doesn't excite you. You need a signing that would excite. Even Adama Traore would have excited me than anyone else. At least he brought in some pace in the team than letting him go to Barcelona. And my fear is Aubameyang will go and score 15 goals there while we struggle for goals. So Alinuru says Arsenal problems will be only solved by new owners like Dangote or Qatari billionaires. Vivian says, "Tell me, guys, why Arsenal can't sign Ruben Neves? We were linked to him. Because do you think you'd have helped us get top four? Do you think it's still possible at the end of the season?"
Very, very possible. His contract actually, at times I do mix them up, but his contract runs until 2024. So, of course, in January, I've already said it's all about how much power do you have as a club over a player. And Ruben Neves would love to join Manchester United and Arsenal if there is an opportunity. But, Bruno Lage has told Wolves they cannot let go of any of these players at the moment, which you understand. He's really, really built a kind of simple army at Wolves, and they're really doing well. But at the end of the season, he's among the two priorities. It is Ruben Neves and Douglas Luiz. So Arsenal will try to get one of them. Let's wait and see what comes out of that.
Okay, Cookie says, "I can't believe what I've just read. Arsenal are struggling to get a deal for Dominic Solanke." I mean, Solanke was a fail at Liverpool and also at Chelsea. If you sign him, it's not really exciting, man. It's not really exciting. Seth says, "We are finished. If Edwin had never signed the player, they can leave our club." Problem is, I don't think he'll leave. I think there's a better chance of Edu leaving than Ateta. I don't think Ateta will leave. But there's those guys who want Ateta out right now. I don't think it will happen at all. So, Cozy, where do we move from here now? I really do not know any other thing to say. It doesn't look like we're going to sign any players the next 3 hours. Very, very tough games coming up. I did put a poll on YouTube asking how are you feeling about this window. 38% said we needed a midfielder or striker. 24% said I'm happy we got rid of the deadwood. 21% said I'm still hopeful, so hopefully we're going to sign a player. And 17% say I've given up already. Cozy, which one are you in? Which camp are you in? Are you happy we got rid of the deadwood? Are you still hopeful, or have you given up already?
Even if someone comes in the last 3 minutes, it's gonna be a bad panic buy.
Very
Right?
true. Very true.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad
Very
panic buy.
unfortunate. Yeah.
I've given up. I've given up. I've given up.
Okay. Ike says Oba will do well in his new team. Hopefully, man. I don't think any Arsenal fans hate Oba. I hope he does well. It's still very hurting that he leaves and you don't get anyone else. It's just absolutely crazy. Make sure to follow Cozy. His links will be in the title of the video on YouTube. You can just click and subscribe to him. He'll be giving you any more information as well if you get any, hopefully, even if it's Solanke coming in. But it's not what we needed, man. It's not what we needed. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. And I'll definitely catch up with you guys. So